Hello, 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 everybody, and welcome to my session of um, Let's Talk About Life. We're going to talk about life insurance that is, life insurance that is. So, thank y'all so much for coming on and joining me today. Now, today's topic, we are talking about um, the infinite banking policies. And I know you guys have probably heard this all over TikTok. I am so sick of hearing about this infinite banking on TikTok. Be your own bank. I know you heard about this. All they talk about is be your own bank. Be your own bank. Well, we're going to break this down for you guys today and explain to you exactly what that means. What that means when they say be your own bank, and literally is not what you guys think it is. It's not what they're trying to portray it is. I'll put it like that. Be your own bank. So we're going to break it all down for you today. Before we get started, I want everybody to please share the live. Please share your live. And I'm on TikTok over here. I'm on Facebook and YouTube over here. So if y'all see me going back and forth, that's the reason why I'm going back and forth, because I'm on several different platforms all at one time. And like I said, we're going to talk about this be your own bank type of concept that they're trying to push on you guys. And like I said, a lot of it is on TikTok. I hear it a lot on TikTok. Be your own bank, be your own bank. So let's break it down and explain to you guys exactly what be your own bank means. Things that they're not going to share with you. For the agents that are trying to push this concept, they're not going to tell you this information that I'm about to spill the tea on today. They're just not. They're just not, because if they share everything about it, then you probably won't want to be your own bank. I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest. Okay, so basically, um, be your own bank. What that means, this, and it's called infinite banking. Infinite banking. That's the name of the policy. It's called infinite banking. And all that is, you buy a dividend paying whole life insurance policy. You buy a dividend whole life insurance policy. Now, it provides you a death benefit. It provides you a death benefit like any insurance policy that you can get. Thank y'all so much on TikTok. Thank y'all for joining me. Please go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you won't miss out on any of my lives where I'm spilling the tea on all of these insurance policies. Um, but back to what I was saying, y'all. It provides a death benefit, like any insurance policy. It provides a death benefit, but it also builds up the cash value over time. And that's the key part of it. It builds up this cash value benefit over time. Now, remember when we discussed earlier from previous lives, and probably each live that I've been doing so far, I've been explaining to you how whole life policies work. So this infinite banking is basically, they can call it, like I said, the policies, they, it's so many different names, but there are only two types of insurance. You have your term and you have your cash value. Cash value, a lot of people call it whole life. They call it flexible premium life. They call it infinite banking. I mean, it's so many different names you can call it, but there are only two different types of insurance. Like I told y'all earlier, you have your cash value and you have your term. This is a cash value type of policy. No matter what they try to call it, it's a cash value policy. You have your death benefit, and also you have the part where you're putting money into what they call the savings account, which is the cash value account. That's basically what this is. Point blank, period. Point blank, period. They can dress it up and try to make it pretty and call it all different types of names, but it's basically a cash value policy. Now, I'm going to break it down to you and explain to you what I mean by that. This is how this type of policy works. And it's basically like your whole life policy, like your any cash value policy is basically like that, where you pay extra money, you pay extra money. Part of that money goes into what they call the savings account, the cash value account. And that's how you accumulate the money that you would have aside for you to borrow, because you are getting your own money. Your money that you are putting on the side in this cash value account, that is the money that you are basically getting. You're borrowing. You're borrowing. Let me say that one more time. You are borrowing your own money. You have to put that money there. That money is not getting there by the insurance companies. You put that money there so you can have it there if you want to go and borrow it. Now, they say you can use it for if you have kids going off to college, or if you need to purchase a home, down payment on a home, or if you want to purchase a new car, all kind of different ways that they explain to you that, this money can be available for you. But what they fail to tell you is that you're borrowing. You are putting that money aside for them to treat it like it's your own money so you can borrow. It's a loan. It is a loan. A loan. You have to borrow this money. Why would I want to put my money into an account and then when I need it, they tell me it's a loan and I got to pay it back? Now, the thing about these type policies, because they're very similar to any whole life policy, but all I must say this, all insurance policies, they don't have that benefit for you to pour in more money, because with these type policies, with this type of policy, the infinite banking policy, you basically have to feed into it a lot of money. You have to feed into it a lot of money. So it allows you to pay more money than what your monthly payment is. And you will want to pay more money than what your monthly payment is in order for it to accumulate and to grow. So you would have the money there to do what you want to do when you want to take it out for, say, if your child go to college, or if you need a down payment for your new home, or if you want a down payment to purchase your new car. You have to feed more money into it for it to continuously grow and grow rapidly. You don't want to just pay just the regular payment amount, because then it's going to grow gradually and slowly. The more you feed into it, the more it grows. The more it grows. So basically, you have to pay more than what you have to overpay. I'll put it like that. You have to overpay into these accounts, into this policy, in order for it to accumulate and in order for it to grow. Okay? But it's basically the same concept as a whole life policy. It's the same exact concept, because with the whole life policy, you have to pay more into it in order to have money into your cash value account, so you'll be able to take money out of it. Well, to borrow money out of it, because you can't just take it out. It's treated as a loan. And that's basically what this infinite banking is. You have to really pour into it in order to see the benefit from it. You have to pour into it. You really do. Because if you don't, overpay into it, it's not gonna grow the way you probably would want it to grow in order for you to have the money that you're gonna need in the future to do what you want to do. So you really have to overpay into it. You really have to overpay into it in order for it to be able to do what you want it to do. Now, the things to watch out for with these type policies: high upfront costs and fees. You're going to have high upfront costs and fees. It takes years. Let me repeat that. It takes years before your cash value becomes efficient. So don't let them fool you to think that as soon as you take this policy or this the infinite banking policy out, that the money is going to be available to you right then and there, and you can buy money from it anytime you want to. No, it takes years for you to accumulate money into your cash value account in order for you to have money for you to take out. Now, the other thing is, you must overfund this policy. You must overfund it in order for it to be where you need it to be when you need the money that you're going to take out of it. So you got to pay more than just the base premium amount. You got to pay more than just the base premium amount in order for it to work well. In order for it to work well, you would have to pay more. You have to overfund the policy. And also it requires long-term discipline. Also, it requires a good agent to set it up for you. So don't let just anybody come to you if they're just starting out and really don't know what they're doing with these type of policies. You got to be mindful, because if you don't get an agent that is educated about this type of policy, it won't do what you want it to do, because they won't know how to set it up to make it work the way you want it to work. So you have to be careful with whoever you get to set up these type policies for you. You have to be careful with the agent, and you got to know that this agent is well educated and knowledgeable and know how to set the policy up like you want it to be set up for what you need it to do. Because if you don't, it could be a big waste of time and money. Now, it also requires long-term discipline. Long-term discipline. So don't think that you're going to take this out and, like I said, the funds are going to be immediately available to you. No, it's not going to happen. This is not what you want if you're expecting to take money out within a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, even 8 years. It's gonna take time. It is gonna take time. So this is not the policy for you if you're looking for something to so you will be able to have it available, funds for you to be able to have it available for you immediately. This is not the type of policy you want to take out, because this requires long-term discipline. And long-term discipline meaning you can't touch it. You cannot touch it for a long time. You can't touch it. So if you're thinking that that you can touch the money in a short period of time, this is not the policy for you. Now, not all whole life policies are suitable. Now, it must be custom designed for banking purposes. So just because you have a whole life policy, and that's the difference. All whole life policies are not designed for you to do this infinite banking with. It must be custom designed for banking purposes. I repeat, it must be custom designed for banking purposes. Now, is it worth it? Is it worth it? And you have to ask yourself that. Is it worth it? Ask yourself, um, if you're looking for long, a short term situation where you can get money out of it in a short period of time, it may not be worth it. Are you already financially disciplined? That's another question. If you're not financially disciplined, it may not be worth it. Some of us, we like to, we'll put money away for a little while, maybe, a few months. And then after a few months, we go on in and we trying to see what we got and we digging out and trying to get what we can get. If you're that type of person, it may not be worth it for you. It may not be worth it. Now, this is not this is not something that you can treat as a short-term type of thing. It's not a short-term financial strategy. If you're looking for something short-term, this is not for you. This is definitely not for you if you're looking for something short-term, because it's going to take a minute for everything to really build up so you have money available the way you want it to be available and what you need to do what you need to do with it. Okay? The other thing I would say too, that you have to, this is more like a private, they call it a private banking concept, more like a private banking concept. But being a private banking, because you're treating it like you're the banker. It's your money. You're loaning you the money. My whole thing is, anyway, why not take the money and put it away somewhere where you don't you don't have to worry about paying it back. It's your money. It is your money. Why would you want to borrow your own money? Yeah, I understand that if you borrow your own money, because this is one way that they try to feed it to people. You don't have no kind of interest rate. You don't have to pay no loan fees or any kind of thing like that. Yeah, true. But I would still want my money to be somewhere where, if I'm putting it there and I'm putting it there for a long period of time, I want to make sure that I get the full benefit of the interest rate on what I can get from my money. And not just that, I want to make sure that, when I do need my money, I don't have to borrow my own money. I can just get my money if I need it. And if I don't want to pay it back, then I don't have to pay it back. Don't that make more sense? Because why would you want to get your money, your own money, and then you entitled to pay your money back? I still can't understand that concept. Why would I want to have to pay me back for getting my money, or pay an insurance company back? Because that's basically what you're doing. Pay an insurance company back for getting my own money. And then I got to pay an interest on that. Loans have interest on it. You got to pay an interest rate on loans. So why would I want to have to do that? I don't know. And like I said, I'm just explaining it to you. I'm breaking it down for you guys, and then you can make your own decisions on whether you feel like this is something that could benefit you. Now, here's a breakdown of the main cons, which are the negatives, and the risk you should be aware of. First, I was telling you about the high initial cost. In the first few years, a big chunk of your premium goes towards insurance fees and commissions. A big chunk of your premium goes towards fees and commissions. And whoever the agent is that sells you this should be able to provide you this information, or what the fees and the commissions are that will be taken from you in the first few years. Now, I promise you this: if you don't ask, they may not tell. If you don't ask, they may not tell. So my suggestion would be to you is to ask them, what are the insurance fees? What's your commission in the first few years of me getting this policy? You have a right to know. And I promise you, you probably will be disappointed, because a chunk, which is a huge amount of your premium that you're going to be paying for the first few years, going to go towards insurance fees and commissions. I'm just spilling the tea. I'm just trying to educate you guys. I'm just trying to let you know what are some of the things to look out for that agents are not going to explain to you. They're not going to tell you this when they're trying to sell you these policies. But you have a right to know in the first few years how much of your premium is going towards insurance fees and commissions. Yeah. And it is going to be, you'll be amazed at how long it's going to take for your money to really start compounding, growing. You'll be amazed at how long it's really going to take. Sometimes it takes 5 to 10 years, depending on how the policy is designed. It's going to take 5 to 10 years before you see your money starting to grow, accumulate, to accumulate. I'll put it like that, to accumulate. Like I said, the other thing is it requires you to be disciplined, and it requires you to be committed. You have to be committed and disciplined in order to have these type policies. You're going to have to fund it consistently. So, like I told you earlier, instead of just paying your regular premium, you're going to have to feed into it. You're going to have to overpay into it in order for it to be beneficial to you. Now, if you stop paying early, if you stop paying early, are you underfund this type of policy? It loses its effectiveness and can collapse. It loses its effectiveness and can collapse. They don't tell you this. They share with you all the bells and whistles, but they're not going to tell you that if you underfund or if you don't overpay into it, that it loses its effectiveness and it can collapse on you. Now, the other thing is complicit. If you're the type of person that is want something that's simple and not very complex, you're going to be disappointed with this. You're going to be disappointed with this because there's nothing simple about these type of policies. You have to understand loans, you have to understand interest rate and policy performance. That would help you with these type policies. So if you're looking for something just simple and you ain't really got to do, but this may not be this may not be the type of policy you want to invest in. It may not. Now, it also another con is the stuff you need to be looking out for. Loan entrance cost. When you borrow from your policy, when you borrow from the loan on these policies, you're charged a loan entrance of 4 to 6% of your own money. They're charging you a 4 to 6% entrance on your own money that you're taking out of the account. Remember, that money is yours. You put that money there, but in order to get that money, they're going to charge you 4 to 6% in loan entrance for you taking that money out. Your own money. They're going to charge you to take your own money. Okay. If you don't repay the loan, it reduces your death benefit. If you don't repay the loan, it reduces your death benefit. Because guess what? If something was to happen to you and you die, it works just like the whole life policy. When you don't put that money back in there and something happens to you, you die. So now your family will be penalized for the money you took out because you never repaid that money. So now they're going to charge your family. They're going to penalize your family for that. And before your family get the death benefit, they're going to take that money. They're going to take the money you took out plus the interest rate, and they're anything after that, then they pay your family. But they're going to make sure that they get that money back. They're going to make sure they get that money back. Yeah. And it could cost you tax issues if the policy lapses. It could cost you tax issues if the policy lapses. So keep that in mind too. Now, if you don't get the right agent to set the policy up for you correctly, that could be a bad setup for you because you have low cash value, poor returns, long break-even times. So you have to make sure that the agent that you get to set the policy up for you know exactly what they're doing so they can set it up for you the right way. And if not, then that can cause for low cash value, poor returns, and a long break-even time in your policy. So if your agent is focusing on commission, if they're focusing on just the commission instead of the design of your policy, you lose out big. You're going to lose out big because now all their focus is to make sure that their commission is good and big, and they don't care nothing about what that is going to cost for you. So you can lose out big. So that's why you have to make sure you have the right agent to set this type of policy up for you. Now, opportunity cost, you're tying up capital. You're tying up capital in a life insurance vehicle with moderate return. Now, you might get higher returns in real estate, in business, in investing. You know, you might get a bigger return, but you have to know that these returns that you're getting from this type of policy is not gonna get you rich quick in a short period of time. If you're thinking that, then you have the wrong type of policy. You're investing in the wrong type of thing. If you're thinking you're gonna get rich quick in a short period of time, this is not the policy for you. It's not ideal if you need aggressive growth or fast liquidity. If you're looking for aggressive growth or fast liquidity, this is not the ideal policy for you. Also, the risk of the policy lapse. If you borrow too much and don't repay, interest that has accumulated, eventually your loan can exceed the cash value, causing the policy to lapse. So if you buy too much, let's say you buy too much and you don't repay. Let's say you get money out. You want to send your child to college and you took some money out for tuition. But you don't put that money back. You ain't worried about it. It's your money. You ain't putting it back. And then you decide a couple of years later, you want to take some more money out because you want to purchase your new car and you need a down payment on a new car. So you go in, you take some more money out. But you ain't worrying about that. It's your money. So you ain't worrying about that. You're going to just take the money out and you ain't paying it back. Eventually, you can lose, you guys. The policy can lapse. Eventually, your loan can exceed the cash value. Anytime your loan exceeds the cash value is the money that you have put there, and that's aside. The money that you have put in there, not the interest where it had grown, but the money that you initially put in there, you put that money there. And if you have taken out more than what that money is, then your policy can lapse and it can trigger a tax bill. Even though they tell you can do this and you don't have to worry about taxes, it's tax-free money, but it can trigger a tax bill if you take out more than what your cash value has available. It's going to trigger a tax bill and your policy collapse. They're not going to tell you that either, but it can. You actually have to manage and monitor this like a real banking system and not just a piggy bank. Not just like a piggy bank where you can just go in and you can just take. You actually have to manage this like a real banking system and not treat it like a piggy bank. It's not a piggy bank. You can get yourself in a whole lot of trouble with the taxes on this, and not just that, the policy collapse if you don't monitor and manage it like it's a real banking system. Okay? Yeah. Now, um, I'm thinking that that's probably basically all the main stuff that I really need to tell you about this, because I've basically explained to you how it works, what could happen if you don't do the right thing with it, and what could probably be better for you. Now, I'll say this. Now, think about this. Why not take your money? Because with this, you have to pour in, pour in, pour in, pour in. You have to overpay. Like they said, you have to overpay into this type of policy in order for it to be beneficial to you. But my whole thing is, why not just take out, because it's an insurance policy, and plus it's um, money that you're putting away, so-called putting away, if you need it. Why not just get you something like a term policy? And it's just basically insurance. You're paying for just insurance, no bells and whistles or nothing attached to it. You're just paying for insurance. And then take the extra money that you're required to put into these type of accounts and put it in, like maybe invest it, maybe like a mutual fund, um, an annuity, something where you know that the interest rate is growing in it. Um, and then if you need the money, excuse me, you don't have to borrow the money. You can just take the money out whenever you need the money. I don't know. Does that make more sense to you? Does that make more sense to you? Hey, Kim, thank y'all for joining. I'm sorry, I haven't been paying attention to all of my comments that I have. Excuse me. But thank everybody for jumping on. I really appreciate you. And when you come on, please share the live. The information that I share with you guys is information that I think that everybody can benefit from. And, it's good to know everything about um, insurance, especially when you hear so much of the positive stuff. You want to know everything about these policies so you can make a good decision. They're not going to share with you all the stuff to really make you sit back and go, hmm. That agents are not going to share that with you. And so my job is to come on and share with you everything so you can make the best decision about whatever policy that you feel is going to benefit you and your family. Okay. I'm not sugarcoating anything. I'm not trying to put nobody or no policies on blast. I'm just sharing you all the information that any agent should be sharing with you, but they don't and they won't share with you. And I'm sharing it with you so you can make the best decision for you and your family. That's basically all I'm doing. That's all I'm doing. And so that's what I'm sharing with you today about infinite banking. Don't be fooled by the hype. Don't be fooled by the hype. Now you guys know how it really, really works. And now you can make that decision on whether you feel like this is going to be something that will be beneficial to you. Now, if you jump on late and you didn't hear everything that I explained to everybody about how these policies work, then please go back and please watch my live, and not just watch it, share it, share it. Because just like you want to know, you have family members, friends, loved ones who probably want to know also. Share the live, so even if they have one of these policies, they'll know exactly what to go back to their agent and question them about and ask them about, just to make sure that in the long run, what they invested in, it does not turn out to be their worst nightmare. Okay? So, like I said, if you just getting on, please share the live. Please go back and watch from the beginning so you can fully understand how these type of policies work. Y'all, that's all I have. Thank y'all for getting on. I want to give a shout out. I got to give a shout out to all of my my sponsors, y'all. I can't forget about my sponsors. And we have Lavish Cocktails by Latoya. I'm trying to get to Lavish Cocktails by Latoya. And Latoya is actually a mobile bartending service. And she does wedding receptions, private events, birthday parties, date nights, and more. So contact Toya if you want her to come over and do a private party for you and your family. Her number is 864 area code 523-2065. And you can contact her also on her Facebook page which is Lavish Cocktails by Toya. So go check her out. You probably also will see her at some of the Clemson games. She also goes to some of the Clemson home games, and she's bartending there. But it's Lavish Cocktails by Toya. Contact her if you want to book her for one of your events. 864-523-2065. I'm sorry. And also we have if you need a DJ, please contact DJ Q on the ones and twos. And DJ Q actually he DJ Q does a lot. DJ Q is actually what did I do with DJ Q's? Y'all, I done lost DJ Q's well, hold on a minute, y'all. Let me see what DJ Q. But DJ Q does a lot of stuff, y'all. He is at any church event, any school event, any community event, any kind of event, wedding receptions, you name it, he can be there. Look, I'm remembering this stuff by heart, y'all, because I don't know what I did with this paper. Yeah, but DJ Q on the ones and two, if you want to have a party of a lifetime where all of your guests are never leaving the floor, DJ Q is the one on the ones and twos. He's the DJ for you. When I tell you, it doesn't matter young, old, it doesn't matter what culture. He can do it for any event. Believe me when I say he can do it at any event. I was just at one of his events where I was amazed. I was truly amazed at how he catered to every guest at that event. So if you need a DJ to get the party started, y'all contact DJ Q, and you can go to his Facebook page at DJ Q Original Sounds. That's ORIGINALS Original Sounds. DJ Q Original Sounds, and you can check him out on his Facebook page, and you can also book him from his Facebook page. And also, y'all, with me, I'm sitting here and I'm telling you guys, if you want to get a free quote, I can give you a free quote on some insurance. If you don't have any insurance for your loved ones or for you, please hit me up. I can send you a free quote. A lot of people don't get quotes, try to find out about life insurance because they feel like they can't afford it. Oh, yeah, you can afford it. You can afford it. Because if you can afford to go out to eat, if you can afford to go to a basketball game, if you can afford to go to a football, you can afford to pay for an insurance policy. And I promise you, you would thank me in the long run because just as sure as everybody is living, we're all going to die one day. And one thing that we all need life insurance. We all need life insurance. Okay. Also, if you want to join me in business, I love what I do. I'm always recruiting. I'm always recruiting. I'm trying to bring people on board because when you know better, you do better. And with the information that I share, I love doing this because with you having the knowledge, you can go out and you can share it with your family members. You can share it with your friends. You can share it with your coworkers. You can share it with your church members. You can share it, even if you come on board and don't really do anything to make the extra income with it, at least the knowledge is powerful. The knowledge itself is powerful. So you can go out and share it with your loved ones and make sure that they are properly protected. And not just that, we don't just make sure you're properly protected, we make sure you start building some generational wealth. So we also teach you how to do investments. So I don't just do life insurance. I focus on that because I feel like our community needs that these days. We need more people being properly protected so we can forget about these GoFundMe's or forget about, going out and asking people who really don't know us to help us to bury a loved one. So we don't just do life insurance. We also help people with building generational wealth, learning how to invest in mutual funds, investing in annuities. We help them with their 401k plan. So if you want to come and join me, I'm always looking for partners. I'm always looking for partners to come in business with me. Just hit me up in my inbox and I will definitely share everything that you need to know about joining this business. Okay? Y'all, that's all I have. Thank y'all for getting on. I pray that y'all have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And I will see you guys on Tuesday for another episode session of Let's Talk About Life insurance, that is. Y'all have a good one.